very into pufferfish these days, right? Pufferfish? Yeah, well, here's a very interesting pufferfish fact. Did you know that one pufferfish has in it enough poison to kill 20 people? And that's 20 big people, too, not 20 little shrimps like you.
Hey, I'm not a shrimp.
No, of course not. You're a big boy. Guess what we're talking about today?
I'm talking about fire.
Fire?
Fire.
Fire. Sounds like it could be an interesting topic. But we're not talking about that today. We're talking about garbage. Learning stuff.
Risky.
What is garbage?
Garbage. It's actually like when you're actually done with something, then you don't need it anymore. Like when you just have like a plastic bottle and you're drinking it and it's all empty, you actually throw it in a different, not garbage bin.
Ah.
Garbage bin. You put it in recycling.
You put the garbage in the garbage bin. You put it in the big bin. The garbage truck picks it up. Where does it take it? What does it do with the garbage?
It takes it nowhere, but I don't know where it goes, but I think it goes to the garbage site.
Okay. And what happens to garbage at the garbage site?
The garbage turns into a little different. Like if you throw out a plastic bottle, it'll change into a different bottle, much stronger.
At the garbage dump?
Now that might sort of happen at the recycling plant. What happens is that these plastic bottles will go to the recycling plant and get chopped up into little tiny pieces. And the little pieces will get separated into different kinds of plastic. And then those little plastic granules may get made into new plastic things.
Yeah, and it'll make a little plastic bottle that's a little bit stronger.
Yes, but the point is, at the garbage dump, that doesn't happen. I'll tell you what happens at the garbage dump. Garbage will be usually, it gets buried.
Buried. And
Yep.
all that other garbage has to be buried.
Gets buried. It's what's called a landfill.
Landfill.
Now they take all the garbage and they bury it. And there's a problem, right? Because some of the garbage will like leak into the ground and it could get into your water. And the garbage will start to decompose and it'll produce a gas that goes up into the air, which is quite nasty. So nasty things happen at the garbage dump.
Yeah.
Although you can have better and worse garbage dumps. Shoot the garbage into space.
You can't really throw them or shoot them into space.
Why not? Just do it.
Because it's too far away.
And a big thing about getting rid of the garbage is it's got to be a little bit convenient, right? I mean, if we could have recycling plants everywhere, we could really reduce the garbage problem. But if you've got to travel a long way to get to the recycling plant, that makes it harder to do the recycling. So, shooting it into space, not a good idea.
And putting it in water, bad idea. And throwing it in fire, bad idea.
Yeah.
Those are all three bad ideas.
So we need a good idea. People tend to like to put garbage into landfills in Canada because we got a lot of space. Now, I used to live in a country called Korea. And Korea is a very small country with a lot of people, so not a lot of land. So they don't like to put garbage in the landfill because they got no place to put garbage. So when I lived there, garbage was a very serious thing. In fact, you could only throw out the garbage at a certain time in the evening. And you have to clear the garbage inspector. Do you know what an inspector is?
No.
It's a guy who checks stuff. Right, so 7 o'clock at night, I'd have to take my bag of garbage down and I'd have to get in a line. And there's a long line of people all waiting to try and throw their garbage in the bin. And every person, one by one, would take their garbage up to the garbage inspector and they'd show them their garbage. And the garbage inspector would look at the garbage and he'd say, okay. Whoosh. Now comes my turn. It's my turn. I'm at the front of the line. I got my garbage. So I present my garbage to the garbage inspector. And I say, here. Proudly show him my garbage. And he looks at my garbage. You know what he does? He rejected my garbage. You know what it feels like to have your garbage rejected? Hurts. So, he said to me, 쓰레기가 안 맞어. So I said, 어떡해. 큰일이잖아. So, what could I do? Well, I lived on the top floor of a 20-story building. So, I decided to not take the elevator, but instead run up the stairs. And at floor number 11, drop my garbage and keep running. Not a responsible thing to do. Okay, so I run up the stairs after dropping my garbage, and I go back into my apartment. And guess what happened?
You realized you dropped it.
No. I intended to drop it. I planned to drop it.
Then what happened?
Well, what happened was, the next day there was a knock on my door. And I opened the door, and there was my neighbor.
And then but I know what he said. He said, why did you drop this garbage on the 11th floor where I live?
Sort of. I opened the door, and there was my neighbor staring at me, and the bag of garbage. Right there. And he said, is that your garbage? And I said to him, oh my God, my garbage. I've been looking for it all day. No, I didn't say that. I felt shame, and I took responsibility for what I'd done, sort of. Anyway, in South Korea, the point of that is garbage is a very serious thing. You don't mess around with garbage.
No.
Okay. Any last ideas on garbage? How can we solve the garbage problem, do you think? So we have to recycle more and more of it. And we have to recycle it more conveniently.
And some of it we really don't need it. We just throw in the garbage.
Ah, well, okay, that's another thing. To just not consume so much. Not get so much stuff that you don't need.
Yeah. Well, like you did not need.
Well, but what you don't need, that's okay. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right.
That doesn't sound
Sounds
right.
unfair.